All right, fifth graders, so now let's look at multiplying mixed number fractions because there's a little twist with that. So looking at our problems up here, our first one's going to be 1 1/8 times 3 1/3. What we want to get to is the same problems that you looked at the last video. So to do that, I'm going to simply change these into improper fractions. Okay, now normally we don't want them, but that's why improper fractions can help us in math. So to do that, okay, I'm going to do my 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 more. So this is really going to be 9/8 because 9/8 is the same as 1 1/8. It's just written in a purely fraction form. It got rid of that mixed number for us. And then I'm going to change my 3 1/3. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 more. So that's really going to turn into 10/3. So really it's the same numbers, it's the same amounts. We're just making them into strictly fractions so that we can go back and now all we have to do to multiply this is 9 times 10 is 90 and then 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, so now we've got our Rockstar answer, which is amazing. Simplified can be where we get caught up a little bit because we get bigger numbers. So when I look at this, 24 fits into 90. Well, I know that I can do 24 times 4. And if I do 24 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8. So 24 times 4 is 96. So it's not going to go in 4 times. So I'm going to do 24 times 3 because it must go in that many times. So 24 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 more. So that means it fits in 3 whole times. So I can take away 24 24ths, 24 24ths, 24 24ths. And if I do that, okay, I'm going to have 90 take away 72 left over. So when I do my subtraction here, 10 take away 2 is 8, 8 take away 7 is 1. I'm going to have 18 24ths left over. Okay, so there's a great answer. But again, we're not at our double Rockstar answer yet because when I look at these, I can do more division. Okay, I notice right away that I can divide both those by 3. Well, 18 divided by 3 is 6, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. But then I look and I say again, holy moly, I can divide both of those by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So my double Rockstar answer here is actually going to be 3 3/4. Okay, so we want to take it from here all the way to our double Rockstar answer. And that's usually where fifth graders sometimes get tricked because there's a lot of work to do to simplify. Okay, so let's look at that other one. I'm going to erase this work here so that we don't get confused. Our next problem, 2 1/6 times 4 1/2. So 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1 more is 13/6. So I'm simply taking this mixed number and changing it into an improper fraction so that I can multiply the way that I know how to multiply fractions. And then I'm going to do 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 more would be 9/2. And then I can go back and I can do just what I did in one of Mrs. Uren's previous videos and I can multiply straight across. Now I don't know 13 times 9, so I'm going to come over here and just work it out a little bit. 13 times 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 1 is 9, 10, 11. So that's 117 over 6 times 2 is 12. So again, it's those big numbers that are going to make us go crazy here a little bit. So we've got to figure out how many times does 12 fit into 117. Well, I'm going to just kind of try some things over here. So I'm going to try 12 times 8. Okay, and when I do 8 times 2, it's 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. So that's 96. So I might be able to go again. So I'm going to try 12 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 more. So that's 108. So I can fit that in 9 full times, and I would have 108. So 117, take away 108. So to borrow, 17 take away 8 is going to be 9. And then I end up with, yeah, just 9. So that's gonna be 9/12 left over. And then to simplify that, I'm gonna do 9 divided by 9, oops, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do 9 divided by 3 and 12 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my double Rockstar answer is 9 3/4. Okay, so again, the tricky part for this fifth graders is going from here to that double Rockstar answer. It's gonna take some time. It's not hard, it's gonna take time, and that's the tricky thing. Okay? And then our last problem, again, I'm just gonna erase so that we're not confused. 5 1/3 times 3. So for this one, I'm gonna do 3 times 5 is 15, and I'm gonna get 16/3. And then my 3 over here, a lot of fifth graders go, what do I do? It's not in a fraction. We're gonna make it a fraction. 3/1. And then I'm gonna do 16 times 3. Again, I don't know that, so I'm gonna work it out. 16 times 3, 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more, so 48/3. So then I have to figure out how many times does 3 fit into 48? Well, I'm not exactly sure there, so I'm actually gonna do my long division. 3 fits into 48. 3 fits into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract and I get 1. Bring down my 8. 3 fits into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 would be 18, so there would be none left over. So it fits in 16 times. So my double Rockstar answer there is gonna be 16.